Library. Tricia, if you would please introduce who you have brought with you and then begin your budget presentation to the council.
Thank you. I have Chase Adams.
Oh, excuse me, let me turn your...
On my right, and Susan Dry, who's our financial services manager, on my left. I want to take just a moment to thank council for all of the wonderful support you give the public library, and I want to acknowledge that the mayor and his staff are some of our biggest advocates. When we say that a city with a great library is a great city, we know that it is because of the administration that we can be both. Given the proposed budget from the mayor, we will have to consolidate some services. I want to take just a moment to clarify NPL's budget numbers that you have been given. The expansion of the budget over the last 2 years is to fund our partnership with the school libraries of Metro, the program we call Limitless Libraries. This powerful collaboration has benefited students throughout the city in astounding ways. But because the mayor's proposed budget for NPL includes Limitless Libraries, it appears like there is a budget expansion for the library. The Limitless Libraries money is not dollars spent on NPL core services. So taking out the Limitless Libraries money, the library is to receive a $50,000 decrease in Metro operating funds for the next fiscal year. This would mean we would consolidate services provided to people with disabilities into one department by reducing staff. And it is important to note that even if we had a status quo budget for next year, our dollars would be very stretched. The cost of materials continues to escalate as new formats emerge and digital content becomes so prevalent. Plus, we're busier than we've ever been. In the last 10 years, we have increased visits by almost 1 million people, from about 3 million visitors annually to over 4 million each year. Checkouts have increased over 500,000 per year. Downloads of digital materials have gone from not existing to almost 500,000 each year. Public PC usage has skyrocketed, going from less than 200,000 logged sessions in fiscal year 01 to almost 900,000 this year. And our meeting room attendance and programs have increased dramatically. As our budget has stagnated or decreased every year, we have cut staff and reduced hours of operations. To compensate, we have employed every efficiency that we know how to do. We have moved to almost 100% self-check. We have outsourced material processing, consolidated services and programming, and trimmed all non-critical functions. There are simply no other efficiencies that can be gained that are significant enough to allow us to continue to manage our increases in usage with the resources we have and still maintain excellent quality services. And we do have tremendously exciting things going on with new branches, great programs, and exciting projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilman Stein, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Give us a sense for the numbers involved in Limitless Libraries to date.
Limitless Libraries has been increasing every year as we've added more grades. It started with just a pilot program and about $400,000. We took over high schools last year and middle schools this year, and so the budget has increased.
I'm curious about numbers of usage. How many kids are using it? How many books? We've got all those numbers. Tell us how it's being used.
I was so focused on budget. We have added 15,000 students to our roles on as patrons, and that is 63% of MNPS high school and middle school students that we now have as card holders of NPL. Last year we sent 30,000 library items over to the schools. This year we sent 70,000 items over. And with elementary schools next year, we expect that to triple.
And a question about obviously the capital spending budget has a reasonable amount of money in it to begin planning for the future of the archives. Can you I'll share with us a little bit about thinking. Obviously, we've had long discussions about what's going on in Green Hills. We had even more discussion about where it was going to go. Obviously, now we're at a point where we're going to actually do some planning about all of that, and it would be helpful if you might outline or share with us your thoughts about how that process might envelop. We don't need the detail of it, but clearly you all must be thinking a little bit about what you're going to do once you have those resources to plan for it.
We have started planning for that, and an architect has helped us develop some site plans. We have had a consultant help us do some studying of the space needs and the traffic that we could expect in a new location, and we would need to update those and relook at them, especially considering if there is a desired location that is pointed out. And
there'll be opportunities for users and those that are interested in it to have input into all of that, I would hope.
Absolutely. I think the users of archives wouldn't stand to not be a part of it.
Thank you. Councilman Tiger, you're recognized.
Thank you. My first question has to do with the old Ben West Library and plans, and I don't know if you all or the deputy mayor or finance director are the appropriate person to ask that question.
Everybody's looking my way.
Let me turn the microphone on, Rich.
It's amazing how the deputy mayor could slink down in his chair when a question's asked.
Is he even back there?
I don't think he learned the Toby Compton method of disappearing.
He's in the Toby Memorial chair as we speak, I believe. There's no decision been made on the Ben West Library. That is a potential site for archives. There's a lot of other people have expressed interest in that. I would think sometime over the course of this year, fiscal year, that a decision will be made, probably as we get a little further along into the studying for the archives and determining if that is the right location for it. As you know, we had proposed a location that proved unpopular because of didn't like the geographic nature of it, and so I think with this planning money, we'll decide where it should be, and if when best to place it, that would put some money in for the archives and future capital spending plans.
Okay. I want to carefully phrase the next question to not sound the wrong way, but when the Goodlettsville Library opened up, one of the huge enhancements was the Garrett family doing some work in the outdoor garden and art and whatnot, space and whatnot, and I think that was a great partnership. Are there plans to explore partnerships with other commercial entities? And I'm not talking about slapping the Crown Ford name on a library, perhaps, but I could be talking about this children's hour or this storytelling hour brought to you by Ronnie Stein and Friends, or that type of thing. Are there opportunities toward advertising partnerships to produce revenue to help sustain programs that may be faced with pressures?
I would say that we already do that in a very aggressive manner. If you go into our main library downtown and walk into our convention center or our conference center, it says Bridgestone on it. We have a wealth of donors. Most of that is funneled through our foundation, and we recognize them from everything from if a healthcare company buys a health-related database for us, it's acknowledged on the website, to your name goes inside a book if your money went.
How is that advertised? I mean, is there a poster on as you walk in the library to say, hey, are you interested in partnering with us? We have this opportunity this month.
Our foundation is very aggressively looking for more people, and they would gladly take your check if you offered it. And
I'm thinking more about Crown Ford again.
But on the On the front page of our website is a Help Us link. There's also Dollar General, for instance, just granted us a significant amount of money towards our collections. They've been a great partner to us, and we do pursue that type of thing all the time.
I think that's, the direction that we're going to have to keep up your aggressiveness on as pressures on budgets continue, that we all want our libraries to open more hours and to have the latest technology and the bells and whistles. And
yeah. Now our foundation does work very hard to make sure that they are not taking care of operating expenses. So it's all special projects.
Councilman Bednay, you're recognized.
Thanks. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but I wasn't born in the U.S. And in Argentina, if you go to a library, you can borrow the book and take it home. You have to read it in the library. There is just one book, and no movies, no music, no resources. So I was blown away when I came to the U.S. and learned about this amazing library system that is one of the most important things in our democracy, in how we share information and empower people. And so I think it's great that we have such a great library system here, and I can tell you my daughter is very happy with the limitless library because she just can't get enough books from school. The fact that we made it easier for kids to borrow books at school and take them home, I mean, I think she's probably wearing out all your books. She recently went to a competition that you guys had at the library of different kids from different metro schools that were competing on the reading contest. So we were very proud. We are very proud. But this is about the library. So I wanted to ask you, one of the things I like about the library system is how it supports entrepreneurial people that want to need to be able to write a proposal and print it and use the library system as a way to make that happen when they don't have the equipment at home. And you probably don't know this, but I'm a geek, and I really like the idea of prototyping and 3D printing. And that's a new technology recently new technology that empowers people that want to create new stuff to put on the market to actually print an object using resin and be able to go to somebody and sell it and sell the concept without having to manufacture 1,000, 2,000 objects. So I was wondering if you guys are planning on having some of that in some of your libraries to where we support the next generation of entrepreneurial people in Nashville to create their prototypes so they can get some more patents for Nashville.
I am thrilled that you asked that because it's something that I am deeply passionate about. We've just received a $100,000 Institute for Museum and Library Services grant to develop a program and a plan to create learning labs. And these learning labs are going to be integral spaces that are sort of like maker spaces with the tools, the technology, and the mentors to help people come in and not just be consumers of technology, but to actually learn how to create technology and help learn how to market and do all of that sort of thing. So we're getting ready to buy our very first 3D printer.
Right.
And we are really looking forward to that. There's a lot of potential partners out there that are very interested in working with us and use those spaces in very different ways.
Can we get one of those on the Southeast Library here in
It is in the plans,
All
yes.
right, thank you. I'm done.
Council Lady Gilmore, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to say I'm a big fan of the libraries, have always been a big fan of the libraries. I just wanted to ask about, I recently went to Watkins, where they have it's considered to be a smaller branch library.
It's our smallest branch.
And I went over there, and it was a ton of kids over there because, it's connected with the community center.
Right.
And so while I was over there, the parents shared with me, they said they wanted it to be open Monday through Friday because it's open Monday through Thursday. And I said, oh, really? And then so I asked, are there other smaller branches throughout the city open Monday through Friday? And they said most of them were, and that they were the only ones that were not.
All of the branches are closed on Fridays.
Okay. Well, maybe it's Monday through, is it open are they open on Saturday?
No.
Okay.
They are one of the few that is not open on Saturday.
Okay, so maybe then that's what it is. And they wanted to be open at the same time since the community center is already open. They thought it made sense. And I thought it was, since it's already a great partnership, and this is an operational budget type question, I wanted to ask and just make that request because so many people use that library, basically.
I agree, and we would love to have that library open more hours. We'd like to have all of our libraries open more hours. It just takes money.
Okay, I want to ask. I want to put that on the wish list and ask Mr. Cooper if he could write that down. Because the other libraries, though, some of them that would be the equivalent of that, are they open on Saturdays too?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I just think in terms of fairness, it would be that they could be open on Saturday as well. And then the other piece was about, is it the Monroe Carnegie Library over there?
We have the North Branch.
Yeah,
What we call it is a Carnegie building.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, we'll call it the North Branch. I want to use the proper term. Was over there, and then the mayor did the kickoff reading day. It was really awesome. It was maybe like 30, 35 kids. They really enjoyed it. It was down there. This is just at the bottom.
Right.
And then everybody's using the computers, and you think, wow, this is great. This is what you want for the library. But I noticed that they were a little short-staffed, and they were saying that they would really appreciate a part-time worker there. So just wanted to make that request as well.
Okay.
But once again, I said, I'm a big fan of the libraries. We just kind of want to make sure they have the same resources everywhere. I mean, that's what I love about the library, It's a kind of an equity thing that the other places have.
And if you talk to the regulars at the North Branch, they and their children and their grandparents all grew up knowing Miss Clarice.
Yes.
She's a fixture in the neighborhood.
Yes, definitely. So I just wanted to kind of bring those two things to attention, and maybe we can kind of work it out and situate that. And then in the future, and then I'm going to cut it off, but in the future at Watkins, I hope that there can be some kind of expansion in addition to that room. I just think it's opportune. So many kids over there, some are at the community center, and they've worked out programs, and so that they can partner on that. We could really maximize those opportunities. But once again, like I said, I'm very pleased with everything that you guys do at the libraries.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Council Lady, for the wish list purposes, was that request to open just that one branch on Saturday or all branches?
Well, see, all the other branches are open on Saturday, so I just want mine to be included. All the other ones across the city are already open, so that's my request.
Ms. Bengal, if you could maybe get us some numbers on what
Absolutely.
that would run so we can incorporate.
I'm sorry? We'll
Elise in our office.
Absolutely.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Duvall, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to understand how much of the budget is for the new Southeast Davidson County Library, or is any of it included any additional staff, costs, operating expenses, so forth?
There is a very, very small cost for staff to begin in the beginning of at the end of the fiscal year to get ready for the opening. I think it is $50,000.
Okay. So in this year, fiscal 2013, we really do not anticipate the library being open and any staffing expenses over and above what we have at the current Southeast Library. Is that, I understand that correctly?
Correct. Our estimation is to have the Southeast branch move into the Hickory Hollow Mall in late 2013. So it would be in the next fiscal year.
All right. Thank you so much.
Council Lady Allen, you're recognized.
Is there any economic impact to being closed on Friday as opposed to Monday?
What we did was we tried to ascertain the absolute slowest days of the week to be closed for the branches, and Fridays turned out to be the least busy day. We wanted to impact the fewest number of people. It's true in libraries that Mondays are always your busiest day, and then they go down from there.
Okay.
Council Lady Blaylock, you were recognized.
Thank you, Chair. Do we know how much it costs for one day? Like if we were going to open Fridays up again in all the libraries, what one day actually costs?
We have a rough figure. It's about between 1.2 million, 1.5 million to open Fridays in the branches. Just
Thank you.
Fridays.
Thank you. Seeing no other members wishing to be recognized, we thank you so much for your participation and patience with us today. Thank you.